Lads. Welcome, team. I've just sat down with a protein shake, trying a bit of a late night stream. Probably only do the first innings tonight, I reckon. But how are we? How are we, team? That quality is not looking great, but appreciate those who are here. Let me know if you're hearing me all right. I'm trying to speak a little bit quieter because it is 10 o'clock at night. Stark is bowled wide. Oh, man. Is there some derby banter going on at the moment? There is, between Damien, John and Graz. Welcome, lads. Cardi's in the chat. Welcome, mate. 1 of 6. Am I muted? Or am I getting fucked with? Let me test it. No, it's coming through. It's coming through. I think you're joking. Why are you live at 1 a.m? Well, it's 10 here in Perth, so it doesn't seem too bad. But I'm just watching the cricket, mate. I just thought, why not? I'm going to be watching the cricket anyway. Just do the first innings, though. So a couple of hours. A couple of people razzing me. Cato's got school tomorrow, but you're here. I appreciate it, mate. Yeah, only 10 o'clock here in WA. I just got home from the gym. Just thought, fuck, why not make some content? We got 15 in the chat. That's cool. Thank you guys for being here. I'll be up all night watching, and I'll chuck this on in the background. Cheers, mate. You appreciate it. Go check out Cardi's channel if you haven't already, which I'm sure most people in here would have. Editing as well. What are you editing, Cardi? That's sweet protein. 5 or 4 balls. So we actually won the toss and fielded first. Is that the second time that's happened? I think that is. 17 in the chat. Welcome, guys. 19 now. If you could give the stream a like, that would be much appreciated. Predictions. Good question, yeah, mate. I feel like I don't have any confidence in us. I don't know. I was wrong the first game as well. I think I tipped South Africa the first time we won. Not easily, but comfortably, I would say. Kind of comfortably. Like, we cruised. Wow, that is an empty crowd here in Dubai. I feel like Sri Lanka's probably the better team. But as I said, don't watch a lot of cricket. That is me, yeah, mate. Yeah, that's right. You saw me, did you? Oh, yeah, I'm actually wearing a Bunnings shirt at the moment. This is not a staff one. This is a one for our Power Pass customers. But, yeah, I do. Lincoln's asking, Prime 5, Prime Dusty or Prime Danger? I reckon Prime Danger gets underrated in these chats. He's come second to some very good Brownlow medalists. But that being said, I think Prime Dusty is probably the best of the three. Dominic's coming in, says Sri Lanka aren't better than us. Sorry, Jesse. That's all right. I'm no need to say sorry. I'll be glad if you say that. And I admit I don't watch a lot of cricket. It was just more of an impression. How did Sri Lanka go in the first games? So they beat Bangladesh. So yeah, not much to read into there. Thanks, Kanky King. Appreciate you sticking your head in, throwing a like. Appreciate that, mate. All good. Hazelwood's into the attack. He was our best bowler in the first game. Man of the match, in fact. 2 for 19, I think. Damn, Damien John. That's not... Wait, did you start at 5:30 and then end at 6:50 yesterday? Or what's the go there? What kind of hours did you do today? Pakistan beating India by 10 wickets. Love to see it, yeah. That was strange. Pakistan are a very good T20 team, but I think India were one of the favourites for this whole tournament, weren't they? Where's Bush? He'll be at home. I didn't invite him over for this one, given it's 10 o'clock at night. Good start from Hazelwood. Couple of dot balls. Am I keeping in touch with Drewsy? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, since the season ended, we haven't had the Drew Footy show or just the tips to do. So we just haven't seen each other. He's also balls deep in some uni exams at the moment. So yeah, we actually don't live that close to each other. In fact, it's a fair drive. So yeah. Dominic says, Sri Lanka are strongest in T20s, our weakest format. That was my impression as well. But our T20 team is still better. ODI, we are way better. And in tests, we are almost the best. Oh yeah, I was only talking about T20. I certainly knew we were better than them in tests. ODIs, historically, Sri Lanka were pretty good in terms of... Well, I think they won the 96 World Cup. But they generally go deep. They made the 2007 final. Did they make the 2003 semi? 2011 final. Not sure about 2015. Or 2019. Can't remember. Ironically, the two closest ones. I forgot. But Australia's team, they're 11 in T20s, should be really strong. We just don't perform well in tournaments. That's why I'm not really feeling that confident. But I'll be pleasantly surprised if we win this. Hazelwood again. 4 good deliveries, I reckon. Very well bowled. Just the 1 run off his 4 deliveries. Bush is the star of the show. Surely get him in the next stream. Oh, definitely. I think we said we tentatively made a plan to do Australia-Bangladesh, I think. Something like that. Let me say, I've got him and Callum lined up for a stream next week. Australia-Bangladesh next Thursday, 6 p.m. Yep. So that will be the next cricket live stream, most likely. I was thinking about Australia-England, but again, it's at midnight. Oh, sorry, 10 o'clock our time, so we'll see though. Damien John says, come on, Australia. I normally go to sleep for 5 hours every day and sleep for 9 hours on Saturdays. Bro, you try and get more sleep. How do you feel? How do you function off 5 hours? Because I could not do that. Do you nap? Sri Lanka's side now looks so weak in comparison to their past. They used to be a stronghold in all 3 formats. I agree. We should win by 100 plus runs or 10 wickets. Mate, that's confident. 100 plus runs at a T20. It's definitely not going to happen. Well, we're batting second, so you reckon 10 wicket win? I reckon if we win it all, it'll be close. Hazelwood. Oh, that's the first time they got a hold of him. It'll probably get to the boundary, and it'll be 5 off that over. Not terrible. Druzy be back for AFL 22 with you? Asks Anthony. Yeah, I presume so. Yeah. Yeah, there's no fallout or anything like that. We just haven't seen each other much. Yeah. No, there's no. I reckon before long we'll start. Like probably when he finishes his exams, we'll probably start seeing each other more. UCat, welcome, mate. Cardman reckons Damien John is one of the biggest trolls. I haven't noticed that. I feel like I've seen Damien John a fair bit. Geelong Blue Shorts fanboy says, will you do vlogs for the Big Bash? I have never been to a Big Bash game in my life. That may change this summer. Maybe. How's your night going? Ask Billy. Yeah, good, mate. It's, yeah, good. I just trained legs at the gym, sucking down a delicious protein. I'm really into the gym at the moment. I know you didn't really ask this, but I am, training almost every day. Like, I'm on track to go 7 days in a row, so... yeah, loving it. I had one of those moments where I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I look like that. And like I've edited my season predictions, reacting to my season predictions where I have myself in March or whatever in one shot and then me now. And I couldn't help but notice how different my face looked. So really into trying to get healthier and eat cleaner and go to the gym more. Really long-winded answer to your simple question, but how are you, Billy? Cardi says, have a look at Damien John's videos. I don't think I've seen him, but I feel like I've seen Damien John a fair bit. Like, I don't think he's a troll, at least not in my streams. Daddy Cummins is into the attack. He is a daddy, isn't he? He's literally a daddy. He had a kid, didn't he? That is a 4. He gets spanked. Daddy gets spanked. But he's also a handsome man. No need to brag about your immense gym routine. In fact, I think I was doing the opposite of bragging. I think I was saying I look like shit. That's why I'm dragging my sorry ass to the gym. I usually get 6 hours of sleep every night and I function fine. Well, 6 is probably the minimum. But I think it's also different to what you're geared to and also what you're used to. If you're used to 6 hours, I reckon it's manageable. But some people can genuinely function off like 6 hours sleep. I probably need 7. Cummins again. Ooh, fairly good delivery. Didn't quite get a hold of it. That should be caught, and it is. We have our first wicket. It was that Warner that caught it by the looks. It was a lofted shot off what looked like a pretty good straight delivery. Good length. Didn't quite get a hold of him. And first breakthrough. Nisanka's out. Jesse, I blew the toe part of my shoe out while bowling at training tonight. Unlucky. Jesse, do you know who Ali De Winter is? Ali or Ali? Ali. If not, can you Google him? I just want to flex me training with him. Coached Australia. I recognise the name. That's cool though. I will Google it. Media are really going to jinx us and we will lose the Ashes 5-0. Who's expected to win the Ashes? Is it us? G'day, Brucey. Thanks, Dominic. Needed that. Eagles need more premierships. Oh, Eagles more premierships. I think you said Eagles need more premierships. Yeah, both true. Ali De Winter. Australian retired first-class cricketer. Yes, that rings a bell. I just feel like I've read the name before. Well, that's cool, mate. Good on you. England have one batsman over an average of 46. Is that right? That's sick. We won't 5-0 them. We just won't. There'll be a rained-out game. But, oh man, it still burns me. The last time I really got into cricket was the 2019 summer, when there was the World Cup and then the Ashes straight away. It hurt to lose that World Cup. Was it the semi we lost? But also Stokes destroying us in the Ashes, costing us. It would have been the only time I've seen us beat England in England, as I'm sure that would be the case for a lot of you in here who aren't old enough to remember 2001, I think was the last time we beat England in England. First ball boundary for Sri Lanka. And it was a no ball. Sick. Tim Payne century coming up this summer. Has he not hit one? I feel like that's... The thing is, I really just forget all my cricket knowledge every football season. I do slowly get back into it sometimes. But generally will forget everything that I learn. So it's a free hit coming up. Let's see. It's a full Yorker. In fact, it's a low full toss and it's gone for a 4. So a mixed bag this over. 3 boundaries and a wicket. .33 and below are the rest, like Bairstow and such. Jeez. Root averages 50. I knew he was, up there. Rory Burns, Hamid and Stokes. I don't even know who Hamid is. Cummins getting punished. He is. G'day, Stephen. Yeah. Mitch Stark to replicate Mitch Johnson, you reckon, Dom? Yeah, I do remember that. See, I remember Mitch Johnson being a spud for most of his career. It's crazy. That series I definitely didn't see coming. But it's nice for him. Bunnings rep, g'day Modal Soul. Welcome, mate. Sure am. Bunnings boy, through and through. Actually, it's my 6-year anniversary working at Bunnings. I realised that today. New Cat says Tim Payne is more useless than a shin pad as a floaty. Still some derby banter happening. Ooh, thick edge. That could get to the boundary. No, it's a single. Hamid is a new one. Played a couple of games for England in England against India. I see. That would explain why I don't know who he is. You've been keeping tabs on the Sheffield. I have not. This is the worst cricket channel ever. No, I haven't. Anything decent happening? I'm a WA fan, naturally. Let's have a look. I've got the Cricket Australia app, which I think is a really good app for keeping up with cricket. If anyone has any other suggestions. Sheffield Shield. Let's look at the table. So a couple games in. New South Wales, Victoria not played, understandably. And we are last of 4 teams. That's it. Is there a game happening right now? Yes, there is. Between... No. Oh, yeah, WA and South Australia drew. No, there's no game happening right now. There's been a lot of draws. Sick. Maxwell into the attack. Gets absolutely slogged. I reckon that's a 6 comfortably. It is. Ouch. Maxwell was pretty handy against the South Africans, but he's been walloped first ball. Hopefully this is a bit of a higher scoring game, provided we still win. Mocha says he enjoys Clive Rose. Marnus got a ton. Cool. Big performances across the country today. Ah, I see. I love good bowling pitches. I reckon I'd love to see more of them. I like lower scoring cricket, particularly in long format. So much better of a spectacle when it's like, oh, I thought for a second that popped up for Maxwell to catch, but it didn't quite get there. Maxwell, that is shocking here. I don't hate it, but it's also like 8 years after people started doing that. You know, like I'm late on the mullet trend, and yet Maxwell's bringing back 2013. You know, 2012 even. It's not that it looks bad. It's just out of fashion. Maxwell has been hit for another 4. Jesse, the greatest bloke in cricket is Clive Rose. That's cool. I was training with him in De Winter and he stayed around while I was waiting for my ride. He was also talking and helping with me on bowling. That's nice. That's cool. How old is Clive Rose? It's nice to hear that there's people out there like that. Oh, don't tell me that's going to be 5 wides. Oh, this is getting ugly for Australia suddenly. We took the wicket, and then since then, I think there's been 5 or 6 boundaries. One of them are 6, one of them are no ball, one of them 5 wides. That's fucked. Early 30s, I see, yep. 32. Multiple tons to Queensland Tas, failing to put up a decent partnership. Interesting. Oh yeah, I see that. Well, they've pushed for a risky single, but he doesn't quite get down to it, and they've made it through. Scorecard. Jordan Silks on 45. Forgot he was Tasmanian. What is this over? Yeah, it's gross, hey. It is gross. 16 off 4 deliveries, for those wondering. What's the average age of the team? I feel like we don't have much youth. Are you talking about the Australian team in this particular game? Yeah, it's a very experienced one. I did note in the South Africa game. Actually, I didn't even look at the lineup today. I did notice in the South Africa game, for a guy who hasn't watched cricket for a long-ish time, I was familiar with the whole team, which means, yeah, not a lot of new faces. I was expecting a couple of young pups. Not complaining as such. But, yeah. Trying to find the lineups. Warner, Finch, Mitch Marsh, Steve Smith, Glenn Maxwell, Stoinis, Matthew Wade, Cummins, Stark, Zampa, and Hazel with the bowlers. Is that unchanged? I think it's unchanged. Man, good power play so far for the Sri Lankans, rather. 41 off 4 overs. Brucey says, True Footy, are you famous? I'm definitely not famous, mate. Maybe one day. Nah, not really gunning to be famous. More just, it'd be cool to be like another Dill Buckley, you know? Not there. Oh, Tim Diskin's here. Welcome, mate. How do we think our top order will fare this time around? I've always been more confident of our bottom 6 than our top 4. Yeah, fair call, man. Yeah, the top order didn't do too well in the first game, did they? Let's have a look. I can't remember. How are you, by the way, Tim? Good to see you. Welcome, Bella, Collingwood Magpies. We have no one young in this team. Only young ones come in soon. Inglis, Richardson, Meredith, Philippe. That's what I meant to say. Who will replace some players soon. Oh, thank you, Bella. I really appreciate that. Appreciate you watching them. Jesse is my dad, to be confirmed, but I'll cop it. Oh, my goodness. Hazelwood's back. We need a good over from him, and that is a... Oh, yeah, dot ball. Good. Dot ball feels like a win at this stage. He is the swimmer, Brucey. You're quite right. I just want to see the stats of our first game. There's so much cricket on. It's not like the AFL app where I can just, toggle really easily. The Cricket Australia app's got like every game in the world on at the moment, so I have to really look for it. Good delivery there from Hazelwood. Do we almost just bowl him out? Is he a real good death bowler, or do we have other death options? I feel like Hazelwood would just bowl him out if he's bowling well. Jesse, you should bring out the Mitchell Johnson mustache. Well, mate, this is unfortunately my genetic potential. I cannot grow anything cool. Can't even grow a beard, and I'm 28 in a few weeks. Just having a look at what our top order got. So Smith got 35, and the next highest score was Stoinis with 24. So, yeah, 14, Duck, and 11 was our top three. Looks like they'll need a bit of a decent score in the top four or so in today's game. The Derby banter is not going away. I miss Dubai. I used to live in Abu Dhabi. My sister still lives in Dubai. I am itching to get back over there. Ooh, that's big and up and under. There's no fielders out there, and he gets away with it. It won't reach the boundary. Oh, yeah, it has. Damn. That's the power play for you. That would have been a wicket probably if there had been the fielders back, obviously. Hoff isn't a death overs bowler. I'd say Stark is a lock for it, but Cummins is probably the other. Change-ups aren't Hoff's strong suit, yeah. Does he go by Hoff? I didn't even know that. Hazelwood. Hoff. But yeah, I didn't think he was a death bowler, so I thought bowl him out now if he bowls well, but if he starts getting clapped, then it's a little different. Good delivery. Solid over there from Hazelwood. 5 off it again. I am almost 28, Dom. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Top 3 have failed in the past 3 games. Why did you live in Dubai and how long for? I went to school between 14 and 19 in Abu Dhabi, actually, which is an hour away. So where the first game was, I used to play cricket on that stadium between Australia and South Africa, that stadium. That was my home ground. I never played at this Dubai Sports City. Would have been cool. But yeah, I get a little nostalgic just looking at the shots of the city there. Dubai's a cool place. Yeah, can't remember if I said my dad got a job there. So, yeah, I had to go there for school. Hoff is his nickname, yes. Okay, that makes sense. Not enough pressure on losing their spot in the team, to be honest. Yeah, that's probably true. Cummins coming in, for the final over the power play. Oh, good slower ball. Very good slower ball. What was the speed on that one? It didn't show up. Hi, Brooke. I don't know if you're referring to me, but thank you. Either way, thank you for being here. Was I a bowler or a batter? I was a bowler, but I would probably bat at like 7 or 8, if that makes sense. So I could bat in the top 6, but I was never a really good batsman. But I was technically sound, so you could have me higher up the order, but I probably wasn't going to score a lot of runs. But I was hard to get out. And then I was an opening bowler. Jesse would do specials fielder. Thanks, bro. I was a weird one where, as a taller sort of fast bowler, they normally field in the outfield, but I was much better in the circle. A ring fielder, as they call them. Reflexes and stuff were really good in close range. Didn't have a great arm over from distance. It's a weird one, yeah. Cummins comes in, it's a decent slow ball and it's a single. So Sri Lanka have all the momentum at the moment, particularly Sri. Why are people calling me Justin Bieber? That's a great question. I don't think they are. I think you've made that up. All good, Brooke. I'm a tall, fast bowler and usually bat around 9 to 11. How old are you, Geelong Blue Shorts fanboy? Dom's usually a opening bowler, big swing type bowler, good at bumping people. Oh yeah, right. That's like, what? Cummins. Oh, that's a thick edge. That could be a wicket. In fact, it's going to be 2 bounces over the rope. Damn it. Good death bowler, and I'm technically a sound batsman. Yeah, you sound like very similar to what I was, Dom. How old are you now, Dom? I'm trying to get a read for. I can't remember what level of cricket you play. No, I haven't made it up. Who's calling me Justin Bieber then? I've not seen anyone call me Justin Bieber. I also slog late, which is fun. Yeah, that's cool. When I played cricket, I wasn't a very well-built kid. That's why I said I couldn't throw from the outfield very well. Like, I could, but like not that well. And I couldn't hit heaps of boundaries. So I could play with a reasonable technique, but didn't really threaten as a slogger or anything like that. I reckon I'd go a little bit differently now, because I'm built different to how I was when I was 18, but... Cardman says 30k by the end of 2022. Oh, I'd love it, but I just can't see it, mate. Just can't see it. I don't think the improvement's heading that way. That would be 12k in a year, and I've done 7k this year. So it'd have to be twice as good as this year. It seems hard to imagine that, but I would love it. Dom's 17 soon, playing second grade cricket. That's cool. Should be pushing ones later this year and into a Tassie side soon. I'm actually headed to Tasmania in January for a wedding. Who do you reckon will hit 100k subs first, Twisty or DOS? I have not kept up with for a while. Didn't he quit YouTube? Is he back? Let me get him back on my phone, actually. I also have a rocket arm and I'm a classy footballer. Jeez, you must be sick, Dom. I'm just kidding. Well, I had a classy arm and I'm a rocket footballer, so... By the way, if anyone wants to see RuneScape streams, Busher has just started a channel called Bushbees. I forgot to put that on Instagram, but I will find it and I will post it. Let me find Twisty3. I'm inclined to pick DOS to get there first, but Twisty's on 68.4. Caden's on... What's he on, like 63? Stoinis into the attack. It's a wide, poor delivery. It's 1 bounce for a single. Pat Kaz, welcome, mate. No, not my brothers. Joycey. I actually don't have a brother, but Joycey's wedding. Co-founder of True Footy. It's like a brother. I love how these blokes are arguing about footy in a cricket stream. I respect the passion. I'm just having a look here. Cricket 22 is coming out, right? This game. Which I'm going to get. I may do content on it. Don't know yet. Big hit. Over the infield. Shouldn't reach the boundary. In fact, it'll probably be a couple of runs yet. But in terms of Twisty getting to 100k, that could be a huge plus for him. So if he's back and uploading consistently, like his last 3 videos have all got 36k. Because he's talking about Cricket 22. So if he milks that, I reckon he could get there first. But failing that, Caden's probably, well, certainly the more consistent. I think Twisty's got other things going on. Oh, thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that. Don't mind throwing Stoin in. Less predictable for batsmen and might get a few opportunities out of it. Yeah. Fair enough. Suppose probably one you want out of the power play overs as well. And to be honest, the change-up was kind of needed. Sri Lanka will be very, very happy with where things sit. I don't think Australia will. Oh, thanks, Dom. That sounds lovely. Yeah, and then we'll do a podcast off. You planning on doing a BBL Super Coach? Oh, when does that start? I guess it could be good fun. I don't really, never actually done that before. But yeah, it could be good fun. People are interested in it. When does the BBL start? Cardi says I might get a Cricket 22 video out, release date and milk some views. Yeah, do it, mate. I would love to do that as well. When does that come out as well? I knew it was, is it late November? We got a release date officially. Yeah, it's smart though to do that. 25th of November. Okay. That is literally the week of my birthday, so no one's going to buy me Cricket 22. I have to just buy myself. .5 overs gone, 60 runs for 1 wicket. Thank you for everyone who's here in the chat tonight as well. It's been good fun so far. Like I said, probably just going to do the first innings, guys. I do need sleep. But we are a long way from that. Anyway, 7 overs gone. I think it's sometime late November. I think I might pre-order it soon. Yeah, I think I might do the same thing. It's officially November 25th, but I believe that release dates break all the time. Some retailers will sell it a few days early. Big Ant needs to make the the footy videos. They make these cricket games. They need to get the footy video games. Man, I'm tired. It's been a long day. The day after Victoria have no restrictions. Huh. Is that actually better for the release? I suppose people can go out and get it. That's probably the main thing. But a lot of people will be going to the pub. Mind you, I don't think it matters with a video game, does it? It doesn't necessarily need to sell in the first week. It just needs to sell in the first 6 months. Well, cricket, if we're talking about cricket, probably 3 months. Probably got a 3-month window to sell. That's what makes it tough, I guess, to sell a cricket game. Because a football game, you have like 7 months to sell a football game. But a cricket game in Australia, mind you, it's released internationally too, isn't it? Cricket 22. Pretty cool that we have Australian video games when you think about it. The cricket games, it was Big Ants. Big Ants would be the first Australian one, right? I'm trying to think who made the Brian Lara, Ricky Ponting ones. That wasn't, no, they weren't Australian. Oh, great delivery from Zampa. I thought that was a decent shout for LBW. Let's see the replay. Might have just pitched out leg or might have just been missing off. It looked a worthy appeal though. Tomorrow I can walk into a shop for the first time in a few months. Man, that's crazy. Just watch this replay here. Pitched in line, I reckon. Maybe spinning too far. Very good delivery though. Reverse swept and it's a dot ball. Good start from Zampa. 3 dots. Oh, one single. Cricket 19 was a Big Ant in Oz. Yes, yeah. And Don Bradman 17 as well. Was there a Don Bradman 14? Was there a 14 game from Big Ant? I think there was. So, yeah, that was the first Australia game. Yeah, Don Bradman Cricket 14. Or like, it wasn't called 14. I think it was just Don Bradman Cricket. Would be umpire's call, I reckon. Yeah, fair call. Heptic Yoshi. We're getting the call now. Impact in line, pitching in line, missing. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought it was going to be. So, good decision to not review it as well. Bernie Gibbett says, I'm an old man. They did all the Don Bradmans. It was 14, 17. Shane Warne 99 was Oz, I think. I don't think so, because Shane Warne 99 was also Brian Lara 99, and I think the people... Is it Trickstar? Am I making that up? I feel like Trickstar was their name. But I reckon that was English. So I reckon Big Ant's the first Australian one. Good over from Zampa. 4 singles from it. Randomly, a lot of Tasmanians in the chat. Good pickup, Macho. I didn't even really... Like, I saw it, but I didn't really notice it. That's funny. That's cramps. Boys and girls, I'm going to get some water because I just sucked down a juicy protein shake full of milk and powder and I'm getting thirsty. $15 in the chat. Thank you, guys. Jesse, when are we going to see Jesse Jr.? What are you talking about, mate? Like, what? I'm going to find a girlfriend first. Then ideally marry her before I knock her up. How do we get here? But nah, no kids on the radar. I feel a very young 28, you know? Not even 28 yet. That's what happens when you have a late birthday. You mentally age every January. So I'm 28, but by January I think I'm 29 again. Dom says nice booty. Thanks, bro. Wait, what did you mean by Jesse Jr.? Now I'm starting to question that. Boys and girls, we've only got 10 likes on the stream. If you could bump up those numbers, that would be awesome. Thank you. I do like asking for likes, but it does help with the algorithm, so I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys being up here with me watching this game. Stoinis in over number 2 for him. Ooh, good slower ball. We need some wickets, hey. I don't like them having 9 wickets in hand with 12 overs left. Dom said Jesse Jr. equals child. Thank God. All right, cool. Have I always supported West Coast True Footy? Yeah, I have, mate. Yeah, I joke about it a couple of times when I was younger. I rebelled and told my dad I was going for Essendon. It's funny, like, I went for Essendon the week going into the game of James Hird kicking that amazing goal to seal it. You know that famous moment where he hugged someone in the crowd? I was going for Essendon in that game. But I came back, saw the light. That was one of the best games I'd seen to that point. That was amazing. Thanks, young Philly. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. One day I'll get the quality a little bit better. One day. But still good fun. Here we go. I only like streams that don't ask for likes, Pat Kaz says. Alright, you got me there. Fair enough. I respect that. The thing is, though, you just got to ask sometimes, you know? And that's just a good adage for life, you know? It's stupid, right? But some of you... it's another boundary. Some of you will probably notice that in videos I say, please subscribe. Well, the silly thing is every time I do that, people subscribe. And then it makes it hard to not ask for it. And I don't want to seem ungrateful. I'm very grateful to people who hit subscribe, but I'm obviously trying to grow the channel. So if it works, it works. And I probably know it does sound desperate, but yeah. Appreciate it anyway, guys. Did Alistair Cook retire and start a YouTube channel? Are you talking about me? Because I have got the Alistair Cook thing a lot, by the way. Like, by other people. Drewsy's calling me. Should we say hello to Drewsy? He must be watching. Hello.
Hello.
You're live.
Streaming cricket.
I am.
Can you put me on speaker?
I think you are. You just sound very quiet for some reason.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Cricket.
No. No. That is not safe for streams. A little.
Because you can say it like, if you're an English person, you can say like, oh yeah, kick cricket, bruv. And then the Aussies are like, oh yeah, won the cricket, eh?
I genuinely I know that you're not trying to be, but I think it's one that if people take it in the wrong way, it could be perceived as that. That was a bad over from Stoners. Say hello to Drewsy. Caden's in the chat and he says, get out of it, Drews. Welcome, mate.
Enjoying the Sri Lankan cricket.
Yeah, mate, it's sick. Actually, we can't getting clapped, so I'm not loving it, but the stream's fun.
Yeah, nice.
I just thought I'd chuck up a first inning stream between 10 and 12, not realising that it's going to be 3 a.m. in Melbourne by the time this finishes, but YOLO. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. I've just been procrastinating for exams all week.
You started exams yet? No.
No,
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've been crook as, so...
Have you?
Yeah. Sean brought home COVID, eh?
Unlucky. You can't joke about that because there's people in the chat who probably have got COVID.
This bloke, most PC guy when it comes to the cricket, eh? I got the clips, Jesse. I'll expose you.
How is that not PC? Yeah.
Nah, I'll leave it to it, mate.
Yeah. All good, man.
Alright.
Proud of you.
Go Australia!
Go Australia. So that was just a fan calling me. Zampa back into the attack, and that'll be a single. A few people excited to see Caden. Says saying huge parody. It was a huge parody. His parodies are getting better and better. I always tell him that he shouldn't give up on them. They're good content. I would love to do my own. Not nowhere near as good, but I'd love to do a funny, silly one. I think I'm capable of doing a real dumb one. Up to 14 likes. Thank you for those who hit like. Appreciate that. Oh, well, that fan sounded like a Druzy sound-alike. Bloody oath. He is a huge fan of my work. It's almost embarrassing. Druzy, what's in his exam for sports science at Curtin? Yes, he's in his final semester. Oh, yes, a wicket. Thank God for that. We needed that. Sri Lanka's trying to lift the ante here because they've got so many wickets in hand, and yet we break through. So hopefully that gives us a bit of momentum. What percentage of footy videos do you think you'll make over summer? I flip-flop, Cardi. I think I keep going from don't bother with cricket to just chuck on and streams like this and see how it goes. I'm just gonna roll with it, man. Like I've got like 4 or 5 videos that I think I want to do that I've done in the past, like classic matches and stuff like that. Just a couple of little doco ones like I've done in the past, and just sort of scale it back and try and do that. But I think I might just chuck on a stream when there's a cool cricket game going on, or Jake Paul fighting Tommy Fury. If Druzy doesn't stream that, I'll stream it. So it's a great question, but I'd probably say less than half. But I think I don't know how many videos a week I'll upload, because I've been uploading almost daily for like 2 months now. I uploaded 5 videos last week and it felt like I didn't do anything. It might sound like a flex. It's not intended as that. It's just more like that's the way it's been going for the last couple of months. And when you see the numbers start to drop because you've missed a day, it's a strange effect. What about yourself, Cardi? Surely do a piss take backyard cricket game. Mate, those slap. Like, those really do well, those videos. So I'm not against that at all. I live in an apartment, which makes it difficult. But Druzy could do it. The AFLW starts January, which makes the off-season go quicker, I reckon. That's a fair good call. I actually do think I should start making some AFLW content. Not for views, just because when people ask, do I talk about AFLW, and I say no, I feel guilty. And to be honest, I just haven't watched much of it. That's the only reason I haven't. So I think I might change that this year and make a more concerted effort. Biggest factor for me not following up to this point is actually because the Eagles, A, didn't exist, and then B, got annihilated every game. So hopefully things change in that respect. Backyard cricket would be sick, but Druzy doesn't like cricket. So it'd be hard to talk him into that one. Did you steal all the Big Freeze beanies? No. I'd feel too guilty to steal those, Chris. I should have bought... I meant to buy one, but they literally sell out really fast. High October, December CPM is helping me stay motivated, says Cardi. Yeah, good call. It has been decent, hasn't it? Yeah. Messi or Ronaldo and Neymar. Can you really put Neymar with Messi and Ronaldo? Honestly, I don't know. I don't follow soccer so hard that I have a strong opinion. I would say probably Messi, but you know, I'm a Liverpool fan and I like Barcelona, so picking Ronaldo is a bit harder. Bad Kaz, the Who Cares Cup. Oh, that's just so harsh. It's made me laugh. I don't have a team in the NBA or NFL, Dom. And it's a funny one where most people I speak to who like NBA don't have a team. They kind of just casually follow it. But, yeah, I barely watch basketball, to be honest. It's a really boring answer. Don't worry, mate. No genuine footy fan cares about the AFLW. Well, I just think, like, so far the product hasn't been, that tempting. I do generally support women's sports and want the AFLW to succeed, so I think I will tune in next year. And also, yeah, I'd like to be able to say that I bother making AFLW content. I don't expect it to get views. Footy A to Z had the same thing. They did an AFLW video that did quite poorly compared to the other videos, but they felt like it was the right thing to do. And if people like Footy A to Z make more videos on that stuff, more people were likely to watch the actual AFLW. Tell Druzy to grow up. Nah, he's got a good head on his shoulders. We have some silly banter, but, you know. Yeah. Is Quinton de Kock a racist? Chris, you're trying to throw me under the bus here by asking me these really strong questions. Did you steal the freezer M&D beanies? Is Quinton de Kock a racist? I don't think it's a good look. The one thing I'll say is I feel like things in South Africa are just very different, you know? Like, they're nothing like they are in Australia. So I don't want to be overly judgmental. But I agree, it is a strange look. It's something I'm not overly comfortable with, but I'm kind of just keeping my nose out of it because it's like, you know, maybe there's a way in which what he's doing is not insanely racist. I just don't know, though. I haven't actually read him coming out and saying it. So I'm just getting my charger, by the way. If I had to pick a team, so the Lakers, I used to, it would have been like 2K, whatever, early 2000s. And my mate and I used to play that. And I always went the Lakers because of Kobe Bryant. Because he would just drain threes without any effort. So I guess I kind of went for them for a while. But I don't really feel too much of a pull. I kind of like Golden State as well. Because I like Steph Curry. That is a huge 6 from Pereira. Oh, I didn't even realise that was Pereira in. Watching the stream as well. He's a big hitter. Damien doesn't watch AFLW. He reckons match fixings and robberies. Big call. Some of the scores are like 70-5 though. I think AFLW hasn't found its own identity yet. I'll gladly watch women's cricket because they can do different things with the bat and ball, which makes it a different product. Well said, Stephen. Actually, women's cricket is good. It is good. And to be honest, I enjoy watching that kind of pace of cricket. Like, I do like low-scoring, limited overs cricket, to be honest. I don't like seeing dominant batting performances that often. Oh, wow. Just as I say that, Stark has ripped his stumps. That is hot. That is 6. He's a bigger hitter than True Footy on a Saturday night. Bro, have you seen me on a Saturday night? I just literally watch content and make content. I haven't gone out in a long time. I think I just took your joke way too literally, by the way. Whatever team has the most hot chicks. To be fair, women do have that attitude about men's football, so it's not sexist. Where women's footy is just trying to replicate men's footy, which obviously draws unwanted comparisons. If the rules were adjusted to AFL needs, Yeah, fair enough. I don't know how you would do that without women's football. Yeah. I genuinely like watching like highlights of female like leg spinners just like tearing a new one of some batsmen. Like, yeah, it is genuinely entertaining, I agree. So that is a big wicket in the context of this game. Pereira is a absolute game changer, and now we've got 2 new batsmen at the crease. So I still reckon we need a couple of wickets now because their run rate's about 8 over 8. Put some respect on the AFLW. They're sick athletes, says Druzy. Yeah, and it's obviously improving exponentially. You know, the kids that are getting drafted now, you know, they're going to be better in 5 years than, you know, probably the best players at the moment. And yeah, that's just going to continue over time. Stark tries the Yorker again. He gets knocked for a single, well fielded. He's a bigger hitter than Druzy at a nightclub. Whew. Brutal. It just sounds like you punch on. Aaron Phillips is better than some AFL players, though. I probably wouldn't go that far, but I get your point. Brody Warren says, I feel for Andy Munro. Likewise, mate. Yeah. He is a nice guy. Very nice guy. I was quite sad when I saw his TikTok as well. Especially the way that he sort of casually said it. It was a bit of a wow moment. But yeah, good fella. Big fan. And it's great to see him doing well on TikTok too, because he's a smart guy and it's great to see him doing well. Cardman says, any plans on going to Melbourne next year? Yeah, provided COVID doesn't punch me in the balls. I was going to go this year, but yeah, in theory, like it's hard to imagine we can't go to interstate next year. So hopefully, Drizzy says, give it 20 years and they'll all be off shops. Yeah, I agree with that. It'll take longer than 20 years to be a genuinely good product, and it's hard. It's a stark contrast when you go from men's football, which is obviously the best it's ever been in terms of what they're athletically capable of. Well, Stark's just bought a very good Yorker. But yeah, the gap will close over time. But yeah. Brody Warren says, I also feel bad for you, Cat. Yep, me too, mate. Yeah. What is he like? 5'3". Why Druzy is getting dissed? Moncha says, what happened to Andy Munro? I don't know if I'll repeat it, but he's fine. If you're interested, just go watch his most recent TikTok. He just had something happen, but he's okay. He's okay for like health-wise, you know. Women's cricket has been around since the 90s, so it's had time to develop. AFLW needs that sort of time to develop. Got female friends who are pro athletes, so it's exciting for them. Yeah, well said, Stephen. I agree with all of that. Well bowled Zampa. And well fielded too. You'd think things will all be back to normal next year. Yeah, Cardi, it's a tough one. I don't know. You'd think so. But I just find it hard to imagine WA is just going to open their borders, particularly internationally, and just let COVID flood in without some sort of plan. Because even if you're vaccinated, it's still scary to just think we'll go from 0 to thousands of cases a day. We'll be able to deal with it better, but everyone's still going to get COVID. So, well, I guess all I'm saying is it's hard to imagine McGowan just flips the switch and says, all right, everything's back to normal as it was pre-pandemic. So I think there will be some sort of phasing in, but I'm optimistic. I started watching in 2002, Damien. I remember our final Essendon versus West Coast. We lost about 111 to 78. I remember that. That was heartbreaking, but it was exciting to see us make the finals the week before against North Melbourne. Oh, great wronging from Zampa. Doesn't quite get him stumped, but it's a good over again. Did you keep old mate Louis in your basement so he wouldn't stop travelling? No. It's hard. It's crazy to think Louis used to be a part of True Footy. Like, it's been a while. Yeah, I generally don't know where he lives now. I think he lives in NWA, but not Perth. Thanks, Brody. Appreciate that, mate. Cardi says they can't just keep lockdown WA from the rest of the world forever. I agree. It's more like, what does the next 6 months look like? Obviously, eventually we'll be completely... Well, we'll have to be somewhat normal. Cardi, do you know anyone who's got COVID? I'm curious. Thoughts on neck captain after pain? Yeah, gee, I generally don't know. Don't follow it closely enough to give you that answer. Yeah, I mean, my mind goes to Warner and Smith, but obviously they're not going to be captains, are they? That should be a wicket. Zampa's hit that straight up in the air. We need this to be caught. It is caught by Steve Smith. I would love Smith to be captain, but I don't think it's going to happen. You have got that right, Brody. Heard that the Ashes is going to skip it. Yeah, fair enough. I understand that. I'd imagine BBL would also skip it if it's not letting other states in. Yeah, well, that timeline's lit. Yeah, well, actually, no. Yeah, all the cricket's coming at an awkward time where I don't think the borders will be opened up in that time. Whoops. I know a couple of people who have it, says Cardi. What were their symptoms? Oh, not what their symptoms, but like how badly did they get it, man? Avishka has been dismissed. Four for 90 with 8 overs remaining. It's been a good innings, been an engaging game. Probably going to do a draft, phantom draft soon. Also, I'll let you guys know as an exclusive for those who have stayed up with the chat. If anyone knows Nightmare from Big Footy, Chris, if you're still watching, you'll know Nightmare. Getting him on the pod on Tuesday. I presume you know Nightmare, right? Am I not going crazy? You're on Big Footy? Oh, great over from Zampa. Seriously good over. 2 runs in the wicket from it. He's been fantastic. I see, Cardi. Yep, fair enough. Good patch by the Aussie, says Heptic. Yeah, I agree. It has been good. Is the stream looking laggy for anyone else, or is it actually alright? It's hard to tell. Looks a bit laggy on my preview, but there's genuinely not much I can do about it if it is laggy, to be honest. Can you do a vid with Busher predicting, say, the top 25 like you did in 2019? Mate, you've got a fucking good memory. I'm impressed. You're a legend. I'm flattered that you actually just like remember that. Yes, the answer is yes. That was good fun. So I'll do my own Phantom and I'll do one with Busher and it'll be good fun. So, did you stream the draft last year? I did, Cardi. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I've already booked the annual leave, 2-day event, 2 streams. If you're curious, like it didn't do that well. Don't think like it was just pretty standard. But yeah, I enjoy draft, so I'd get on the stream if no one was watching. Yeah, Chris, he's quite unique with his rankings, but he's also been very, very right in the past. At times more so than Toomey. Like he's made some really good calls, so I'll ask him about that. But Chris, if you have any questions for Nightmare, hit me up on, or any of you, but I know that Chris probably will have a question. Just hit me up and I'll ask him. Thick edge, that I'll go for a 4. That's annoying. Dream pick for the Eagles first. Well, I don't think Erasmus will be there. Few boys I like. I really like the look of this Josh Goda kid in terms of skill set. Josh Sin I really like as well. And Matthew Johnson I'd be happy with. I don't know. I just don't think we'll pick Johnson. I think we've only picked 5 West Australians in the first round in the last 20 years and only one in the last 10 years, I think. Ooh. Oh, he's given him. It's a wicket. Beautiful. So yeah, my dream pick is probably Erasmus. The more realistic ones would be Goda, Rochelle, or is it Rochelle or Rochelli? Rochelli. Josh Rochelle. I don't think he'll be in our range anymore, but certainly interested in him. But I like Josh Sin, I like Josh Goda, and I like Matthew Johnson. Johnson would be there at 12. I agree he would be there at 12. I just think we will actually... I just don't think he's a very Eagles pick. I reckon we might... He'll slip to the late teens. Is my current gut feel, but I don't really know. Would you take Dusty, but you have to get rid of Darling and Kennedy? Well, Kennedy's already out the door. So it becomes Darling for... Well, Kennedy will play for 1 more year. Then Darling for 2 or 3. Yeah, you'd do that deal, I reckon, Brody. Josh Goda's dad is from WA, so it wouldn't be too much of a flight risk. Yeah, I read that as well. Richelli, says Chris. Yeah, that seems more correct. Yeah, no, Goda... The thing is with Goda, like, he could be a bust, but if he clicks, he is very, very good. Like, I think there's a high ceiling there for someone like Goda as a really elite mid, but there's a chance he doesn't put it together either, versus someone like a Johnson, who I think will be a good, decent player. Just my opinion. I haven't seen a heap of them. It's just my opinion. Petrocelli and Riccelli. Yeah, true. Riccelli, says Chris. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that seems better. Chris, who are you thinking? How would you feel if you picked JVR over Amos? Bailey Manuel says, who do you think Port should go for in this draft? Well, you've got pick. It's in the late teens. Is it 15? No, it's 12. You've traded up. You've got 12. Could you go for, I think, a key back if like Gibkiss is there, but I don't think he will be there. So failing that, I don't think there's another one in that range. I think you're in position to go best available, which might mean you're in a good position to take a Wanganeen Millerer. And it's a bit of a romantic pick because he's West Australian and his last name is Wanganeen. But I think with the drafting that Port Adelaide's done over the last few years, took 7 top 25 picks in 18 and 19. I don't remember who they took in the 2020 draft. I don't remember what happened there. I feel like they might have not taken a first. But I just feel, they've got a huge influx of young talent. You can take a bit of more of a speculative pick with Wanganeen. That's probably about his range as well. Yeah, mine was exactly the same, Brody. I hope Freo get Amos and Erasmus. I want JVR over Amos because he can impact round 1, has got senior experience. Yeah. I think people fall into the same trap every year of thinking WA teams will pick WA kids and Adelaide teams will pick Adelaide kids. It doesn't really happen. I just don't think... I think... Is Amos definitely the best available? Well, he's probably the best available tall forward, depending on your views of JVR. But are they destined to get Erasmus just because he's from WA? Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's different from Fremantle. They've been burned with players going home a lot. So maybe I'm wrong on them. But I think if you just look at the WA kids, then you're narrowing your draft pool by like 80%, Make a video where you go on Omegle, try to get a girl using some pickup lines. Oh, I did think of one earlier today. I was thinking of using it, but it's too risky. In fact, I'm not going to say it. The UFC 267 press conference is on now. I'm a pretty casual fighting fan. Who's fighting? I'm sick of Vic Talent walking out as a Freo fan. Yeah, fair enough, Max. That makes sense. Touch wood, but Australia have done a good job of reining in SL. I agree with that. They quietly got the score back to 5 for 95 off 13.1. So that run rate is looking a tick over 7, probably 7.5. If 7.5 is that what they finish on, then that's about 150, and that's not a great total. So if we can keep them below 150, that'd be a great target. This is a good over again from Zampa. History from Colts says Amos will bust. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Probably not the best way to look at it, but it's an interesting stat regardless. 51 goals, 15 is absolutely deadly. Amos is probably a third tall though. That could make him slide. Yeah, Tim, fair point. I mean, I think people had that same view of Oscar Allen and he slid, but if Amos is as good as Oscar Allen, you certainly take him top 10 in my opinion. I just think a natural goal kicker will do well. Is it what Fremantle strictly need? They need probably a true key forward. But Amos is still a potentially very good forward, so I reckon it'd be an England-Pakistan final. Yeah, I think that's a good call, Will. Two very strong teams there. Zampa is a weapon. I agree. I've never actually really rated Zampa, but that's through my own ignorance probably. But bowled very well tonight. My understanding, best available from Freo is having the best available in a position, not best available from what's left on the board. Okay, so that would certainly mean Amos is close to the mark, and then JVR as well. If they go tall, which I think it's about time. I mean, Freo have had a lot of high picks over the last few years. None of them were tall, right? Like the three top 10 picks you took, Henry, Sarong, and Young. Sturt was 6'17". You wouldn't call him a tall. Brayshaw and Chera. Have you taken a tall since Sean Darcy? Surely. Josh Tracy in the rookie draft, but I'm thinking more in the first round or two. As a Freo fan, I wouldn't mind taking Erasmus, based available, and Jacob Van Rooyen later. I don't know if he'll be available later. Depends when your third pick is. When's your third pick? Is it in the 20s? Oh, it's 19, isn't it? It's 19. Right? Yeah. Yeah, maybe he will be available at 19. I think he goes mid-teens, but yeah. Could be wrong. I agree with you, Bailey. I love Butters in particular, one of my favourites. 6 overs to go, guys. The last tall Freo picked up in the first round was Apnes. Yeah, that's right. 2013? 2012. One of those two. Might have been 13, I think. Wow, we've got the run rate down to 6.85. This has been fantastic bowling from the Aussies. Do you play video games? I play FIFA casually. I will play Cricket 19. With Pakistan beating New Zealand and India, they basically have locked in the top spot for Group B. Too early to say, but that's a very good point. Hazelwood. On his legs, he flicks it away. Should be kept to maybe a couple. Yeah. Hazelwood has been my best fast bowler this World Cup. I agree with that. Very good player. Five for 99. Good to see that score's actually updating as well. Sometimes we don't get that. What about AFL Evo 2? A little bit, mate, but not so much. Mostly for content. I might do an AFL Evo series over summer as well. I did a lockdown when that's a great shot for 4. I did a pandemic AFL Evo series that did well, so I might do that over summer. I'm thinking of a few ideas though. Like I might go a player career or something like that. Make it a little bit different. Or would that get a bit boring? I feel like it'd be cool for like one episode. Do I know any other Brodies? Yeah, Brody Allen makes videos. Oh, it's flicked away. I thought it was going for 4, but they'll get a single. Namibia is above India and New Zealand in the table rankings right now. That's funny as. Let's have a look. I'd love to do more of these streams, but I think sorry, just looking at some highlights. Wow, 9 for 60. Back in 2014. That's incredible. But yeah, with work, I don't know how many more I'll do. I'm doing Australia Bangladesh, and I'll consider doing Australia England next Tuesday, but I don't know yet. That one would be just a first innings one. Hazelwood Steam's in. Good ball. Namibia dark horse, he reckons. Let's have a look. Group 2. So Namibia third. Oh, they played one. Why they beat Scotland. Dark horse indeed. It'd be great to see a massive upset, like Namibia beating New Zealand or something. It'd be great to see that. Five overs remaining. We've kept them to 105, so suddenly that total of 150 is looking like a hard ask for him, to be honest. Scotland versus India will be funny. Be funny if they beat them. Oh yeah, and I played Collingwood and the Granny. Yeah, good memory, Brody. That was a wild finish. That video is like my top 5 videos ever. Kenya in 03 was amazing, Tim. Are you old enough to remember that? Like, did you watch that? That was the first World Cup I watched. Kenya was sick. When like they really troubled Australia. Zampa 2 for 12. That's stupidly good. I would not have picked Zampa to be the reason we get back into this game. What's the pitch like? If it's a spinner's pitch, that makes me nervous here. Chris says there's so many Joshes, yeah. Ward, Richelli, Gibcus, Gota, Fahy, and Sin. Bowled a bouncer at my teammate, almost hit him in the head, and I said sorry, and my coach said don't say sorry. Let me just watch this shot. This is going high and long. It'll be saved from a boundary. Don't say sorry. Yeah, was it an accident, Brody? Because you, like, when you're playing competitively, it's one of those things where, yeah, bouncer is just, it's a tactic, right? You don't say sorry for using a tactic. If you accidentally didn't mean to beam one at his head, that's a bit different, but if, yeah, you got to get used to bowling bouncers and not saying sorry. Like, when you're actually competing against someone, you want to scare them a little bit. You don't want them to know you're sorry. That's kind of the point of the bouncer, isn't it? G'day, bit of footy. Welcome, mate. Good to see you. How are you? I'm well. I was going to say I'm tired, but it's 2:15 where you are, right? We are shit now. We are now shit since Glitter is here. Savage. Yeah, it's only 11:15 here, but I'm an old man. 28 soon. 6.97 is the run rate. Can you twerk during the innings break? I will not. Well, I can't categorically rule it out, but why not? 27 balls remaining. Good bouncer. Cummins gets the dot ball. I was trying to bowl a mid-length bowl. No weird questions exist, bitter. I see. Yeah, if it's an accident, I can see why the instinct would be like, oh, sorry, mate. But, yeah, it's one of those ones where you're going to start bowling bounces more and more often as you get older, so... Ooh, great delivery from Cummins. Well negotiated by Rajapaksi. Probably saying his name wrong. What time is it for you, Jesse? It is only 11:18. We need more Indian belly dancing. I forgot about that. Far out. Hugh says, who's going to win? No work tomorrow, mate. I am working tomorrow. Who's going to win? I feel like we're going to lose. Emma says, I hope Jermaine Jones learns not to drink and drive. I agree with you. I haven't read any details. I don't think there are too many details out yet. But regardless, he has done the wrong thing. It's a pretty stupid thing to do. So, holy shit, I didn't realise Kenya knocked out of England and Pakistan in the group stages. Yeah, I remember it. They beat someone. They beat Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka made the semi, if I'm not mistaken. They beat Sri Lanka. Yeah. Fridays are easy, says Hugh. Yeah, I'm working on weekend, unfortunately. Saturday and Sunday. That sucks. Cummins with another slower ball. Doesn't quite get a hold of it. It's one bounce to the fielder, and Warner keeps it to a single. Thoughts on Kelly Underwood's commentating? Yeah, she doesn't bother me, put it that way. But I don't really like commentators in general. But she doesn't bother me. Yeah, I remember that, Stephen. I had a video of and I mean literally a cassette video thing of the 2003 World Cup narrated by Mark Nicholas, and I watched it like 500 times, so I actually remember so much of that World Cup. I work at Bunnings, Brodie. I'm a supervisor there, part-time, and I make YouTube videos in the meantime, until eventually I will only make YouTube videos and don't have to do Bunnings anymore, but we're a long way from that, and I really do enjoy working at Bunnings, so. Oh, good night. Good night, Heptic. Are you saying good night? Good night if you are. Got to run the weekend. Yeah. What commentators bother me? Why do they bother me? Look, it's probably nothing personal. I don't really like BT's vibe. It's just annoying. I guess you know who really bothers me? Dwayne Russell. I hate how biased they are, and it's not a WA thing as such. It's more like when I watch a game, there's clearly one team that they've chosen to talk about the entire game and will barely mention the other team for the rest of the game. They do that to West Coast, yes, but they're not the only team they do that to. They do it to Fremantle as well. And it's just such a common thread that I find myself getting routinely angry. Oh, that's a great shot for four. Routinely angry at commentary, so I'd rather not listen to it. I get angry when they're not even discussing the Eagles. When I'm watching neutral games and there's an agenda, it bothers me. I think it's very unprofessional compared to other sports. What about you, Ben? What do you think? AFL or cricket? Definitely AFL, bro. If Warner doesn't perform tonight, he'll get dropped. I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. I don't know who would be next in. Would it be Philippi? That's another great shot. Sri Lanka starting to take charge here. Eddie doesn't bother me that much, Tim, believe it or not. But, okay, yes, in terms of biased, he does. He is so biased. But as a caller, he's pretty good. But you're right, that's contradicting myself. He is one of the worst for bias. Comedy is the GOAT, centimetre perfect. He is good. Carey and Lyons should be out. Home wreckers. I thought for a second you meant Alex Carey and Nathan Lyons, sorry. Oh, great shot, I reckon. That should be a 6. Yep, big shot. Yeah, being a supporter of a non-Vic team is hard to listen to. Yeah. I remember watching a game when it was Carlton versus West Coast, and it doesn't make sense to me, this, but Eddie was just not mentioning West Coast at all, like ignoring the fact that we were playing at times. And Dermot Brereton said something positive about the Eagles, and then Eddie was like, oh, you've churned. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Why do you even like Carlton? They're your rival. You hate West Coast more. That is something that is actually... It is not coming from a place of bitterness. I actually don't really care. But when I went to Melbourne, I realised how many people didn't like the Eagles. Like, I understand we're here, as we're the big dog Perth team, the bigger brother. I can understand why people who don't go for the Eagles hate the Eagles here. But when I went to Melbourne, the amount of Victorians that hate Collingwood but supported them in the grand final because they hated us more, that was a real eye-opener. Luke Darcy is my least favourite, but fully agree with what you said as a West Coast fan. Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, Luke Darcy is pretty annoying as well. I don't want to sound like a dickhead about AFL media in general. I think I've gained a lot of respect for it since I've started doing this. It is extremely hard not to be biased. Extremely hard to be knowledgeable about every team. I don't even say I do a very good job of it at all. But it's more about just the energy, the commentating energy. It's annoying. A few of them are pretty good. Oh, wide ball cord, shit. Good finish to the innings here from Sri Lanka. Well, good over, let's call it that. Stoinis has been clapped today. Dennis be like, always kick the goal after you kick a goal to win the grand final. That's right. Every commentator has a bias towards Radaglia, and he's not even any good. They do hype up players, definitely. Brody says he should have known that that I work for Bunnings. This is actually not a staff shirt. This is actually for customers. So I shouldn't actually even own this shirt. The league is still Vic biased journalism / media commentary fixtures. Yeah, one thing I noticed as well that I've learned about recently is they'll pander to what gets clicks. So, for instance, I read that you get a lot more clicks on a title of a headline for them, not YouTube, but for them if Collingwood's in there. And one article they did recently, I can't remember who it was. Might have been Fox Footy, might have been someone else. They put Collingwood have like requested something of the AFL, or like requested the fixtures come out soon or something like that. And then the subtitle said, and so do 8 other teams. So it's like, why did you put Collingwood in the title, bro? And when you start to notice these things, yeah, you realise how warped it actually is. I think, excuse me. I think there's just, they talk about like a real anti-Carlton agenda a little bit in the media in terms of not commentary, but like journal, like articles and stuff, always painting them in a negative light, which is interesting. Can't wait for Big Bash. Yeah, that'll be good, Dale. His first over was good and just all over the shop for his second and third. Yeah, I agree. Remember when Sam Walsh kicked a goal versus Collingwood and he goes, F yeah, yeah, I do remember that. This Rajapaksi has played a really good innings here. Have I been on a Bunnings commercial? I have not. But there was one from a lady at my store, because they normally do Victorian or Eastern States only. for their ads. They never do it in Australia, in Perth, but they did it like recently because of the pandemic, and it was actually a lady from my store. Who was my least favourite Australian cricketer? Good question. I don't know if I have that one. Man, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's got to be someone. I don't particularly like any of them. Mitch Starc kind of annoys me, to be honest. I'm probably being harsh there. Big Melbourne clubs tend to dominate news headlines. They swear every second article is Carlton, Collingwood, Essendon. Yeah, unfortunately that's the way the clicks go, and they're just motivated by clicks. And it's hard to blame them. Like I can relate. Like I try to make content with integrity, but like sometimes you just make videos that you know will do well. If all my views were the same, and it didn't matter the title and the thumbnail and the topic, I'm sure I'd probably do a lot different content that I do. I don't think I do it to the same extent as those people do, but I just mean I can understand why they're tempted to go for clicks, because the people that write the articles are measured on how many clicks they get, so it's not a great system. Damien Barrett and Kane Cornes are two of the biggest nuffies. Yeah, so Kane Cornes is an interesting one where I agree he's a nuffie, but he's a professional nuffie, and he's there to create that sort of discourse, I guess. He's there to be hated, and he plays his role. But I agree, I don't think he's particularly smart. I like Matthew Lloyd as a bloke, but I think some of his opinions are well silly. Oh, that's gone straight up in the air. Please take the catch. It should fall safely. No, it doesn't. Wade takes the catch. Needed that. Yeah, I agree, Chris. Well said. I don't even watch Footy Classified. My God. But yeah, you're right. The two Adelaide teams get shafted by the commentary if they're playing a big team. Yeah, fair enough. Favourite? Yeah, I think you're right there, baby. A favourite non-Aussie cricketer of all time? I really liked Shane Bond growing up. Kumar Sangakkara. Didn't really like England or anyone there. Yeah, trying to think. I liked Sri Lanka. Did I like India? I was probably a bit more competitive with India. Shane Bond comes to mind, though. He was a good one. Cardi says if I ever get on one, should plug on my YouTube channel. Yeah, just like low-key mention it. Just be like, yeah. And that's where you'll find the lowest prices. Subscribe to True Footy. Kane Cornes is a clickbait machine. Yeah, exactly, Tim. But he gets results for him, I guess. Do you think St Kilda will take Wanganeen Miller in the draft? They might do. I mean, there's probably a few inside mids in their range where I feel like they don't really need inside mids. They just offloaded Dunstan because they didn't really have a spot for him, and they've got Bytel, and it may be that the best available kid is a speculative one, like Wanganeen Miller. And he certainly adds something different to their list with his skill set. He's a fantastic kick. Really good kick. I feel like he's the sort of player that probably needs to go to a good team to really play well early. I guess you could say that about any of them. It'd be cool to see him end up at Sydney, I reckon. But I can see the arguments for them taking him. Or a Mac Andrew. I don't know where Mac Andrew's going to sit. It seems to be pretty wide range. Best thing about Lloyd is his dissection of game footage. Yeah, fair enough, Chris. You could see why he would be good at that. But I just remember, I think it was like 2 years ago. He was like, how's this for a trade? Ollie Wines for Orazio Fantasia, when Fantasia was still Essendon. It's like, mate, how delusional are you to think that Ollie Wines only gets a deal, only goes in a straight swap for Orazio? Like, what the hell? Like, how can you be a commentator and not realise how much more valuable Ollie Wines is? And that was before he won the Brownlow. Crazy. Chris Gale. Yeah, I don't know if I like Chris Gale, but certainly one of the best hitters I've ever seen. If probably the best, actually. Yeah, sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to suggest. I didn't mean that he wasn't inside mid Wangan and Miller. I meant like if St Kilda's on the board and they've got a Ben Hobbs or a Josh Ward in front of them, or more so Hobbs, or a Matthew Johnson, like guys who are expected to fall in that range, I think they'll overlook them, and that's why they may be more likely to take a Gibcus, Andrew, or Wanganeen Miller, because their skill set's different. Do you think Pekovsky will be healthy and in the Test team soon? I don't really know. I haven't really followed too closely his progression. I understand he's got some concussion injuries, but it's the unanswerable question if you're not him, and even if you are him, he probably doesn't know himself with concussion. It can be a cruel bitch. I loved Brian Lara. Replicated his 400 on Ricky Ponting 07. Yeah, that's sick. You probably did it in about 50 balls though, I guess, Stephen. Oh, that is straight into the sweet spot, and it's been smacked for 4. So they've hit 140, and there's still 10 balls to go, so that 150 is going to be easy for him. If we can keep under 155, that'll be a good target for us. After posting 2,000 runs, oh my god. When Tasmania have their coach, the AFL team, Alistair Clarkson will coach him. I think he could be onto something there, but I don't know when the timeline is for that. When they're going to get their team. I feel like an answer was supposed to come soon. Good follow-up ball there from Stark, just the single. 9 balls remaining. Can't wait till AFL Evo 3 comes out. Has there been any news on that, or is that just you saying generally? It's only been a year now, or a year and a half, since the pandemic started. I'm going to Google AFL Evolution 3, see if there's anything about it. Oh, good ball again from Stark. Just having a look at some AFL Evolution 3 videos. They're just wish lists and stuff. It's actually a pretty good idea for content, to be honest. Can't find anything. Maury Pekovsky is going to end up like Venables and be forced to retire. Yeah, hope not. Concussions are fucked, man. It's a terrible thing in our game. If we had to take out one thing, it would be concussions for me. Good ball again from Stark. He's made up for it. That boundary. It's been a good over 7 off 5 balls. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Brody. South Africa will get knocked out in the World Cup. Yeah, I suppose if you lose to us, it's not a great start. I don't feel confident about us, but final ball of this penultimate over. Needs to be a good one. It's a full toss. It's going to be smacked to the boundary, but there's a fielder there, and it's likely to be 2 runs. Good throw. One over to go, guys. I am probably only going to stream for the next over, and then a couple minutes after that, and then I'm probably going to shoot. Maybe. I don't know. How am I feeling? I might go for a little break. Have you got the new FIFA 22 game? I haven't yet. I've been tempted to, but then every time I decide on it, I'm like, if I go buy that, that's less videos I'm going to make. You know, like I want to play it. I've been watching FIFA Manager careers on YouTube, and I'm 28 years old. But I discovered this Arsenal career, and I've been watching it. He's uploading daily. It's actually a lot of fun. Do I have an opinion on the De Kock situation? Yeah, I alluded to this earlier. Like, he doesn't look good, but the one thing I'll say is that he's from South Africa, where things are a little bit different, and I'm not saying it's okay to not. It's certainly not okay to be racist even if you're from South Africa, but I presume there's a reason he's doing that, and I don't know what that is yet, so I don't want to slaughter him, but it may not be coming from a bad place, that's all. Chris says, have you seen the photo of Fife as a skinhead? Yeah, is that real? Did he definitely shave his head? Because I thought I saw a pic of him later with hair. Will you do AFL live draft videos? Yeah, I'll do a live stream on the actual draft, mate. Yeah. And I'll be doing videos up until the draft as well. Good night, Brody. Thanks for tuning in, mate. It's been a good stream so far, guys. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Will says, I think his claim was taking a knee as tokenism and isn't really helping fight racism at all. I see. Well, if that is the case, then I think it's probably a poor choice to do that when you're a white guy. Yeah. It doesn't look good, but I don't know. Someone in a group chat saw him at a function as a skinhead. Yeah, right. There was a photo. Is that what you're referring to as well? Is that a photo from that group chat or something like that? Or probably avoiding a drug test. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Who would you want in the Australian side, Carey or Wade? I don't know. I feel like Wade's the better batsman, right? But again, I don't watch a lot of cricket anymore, so probably not the best, most informed person to ask. Hazelwood, 3 balls to go. They're 6 for 150. He's pulled out of the shot. Something to do with the sight screen. Hello, my queen, Jordan. Tim Powell says English. Welcome, Jordan. How are you, mate? Tim Powell says English. Yeah, that would be cool. Someone a little bit different. Actually, Alex Carey has played some good innings for us, hasn't he? Like shorter term ones. Three balls to go. Oh, fuck. I thought it was going to be 5 wides, but it's just 1 wide. Bad ball from Hazelwood. Who do you think will have a breakout year at the Eagles next year? I'm hoping Bailey Williams. I think he'll play most games if he's fit. I'm hoping Luke Edwards. We could really use a midfielder to do that. Let me have a look at the Eagles list. I feel like I came up with one recently. No, Luke Foley. Luke Foley is the player I think will be a very good player. He's my number 1 call, actually. Great ball from Hazelwood. In swinging, full delivery that hits the pads. They run a single. What about you, Bailey? What do you think? Harry Edwards. Yeah. He kind of broke out in somewhat this year, but yeah, I suppose he could definitely go to another level next year. I kind of hope he doesn't see a lot of footy next year in the sense that it means Barras and McGovern are fit. Do you know what I mean? Foley's the one I really like, though. Like, against Richmond, he was BOG at halftime. But close to. I don't, Chris, no. Tim Powell says, Winder. I'd love that to be true. And with South African cricket having such a racist past, I'm pretty sure De Kock is saying they aren't doing anything to actually end racism and just trying to appease the public. I might be wrong, though. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a topic I know a lot about, to be honest, so I'm reluctant to really give my strong views. This is the final ball of the over. Of the innings, rather. It's a good Yorker, and they're going to run a couple. So they're going to end up exactly 154, just a single. So our target's 155, and that is smack bang in the middle of what I think is a good total. I think it's about right. It's pretty even. Yeah, well, with such a checkered history around racism in South Africa generally, and I guess that team, yeah, it's a bold call not to take the knee. It does make you question, what are his motives there? But again, I don't really know enough about the situation to offer much. Steven says it's a good batting pitch. Interesting. I've had the commentary turned down, so I don't know. I'll take your word for it. Jordan says, I feel so calm when Hazard has the footy. Isn't he ranked second in the league for disposal efficiency? Which is not a perfect stat, but because obviously he had the ball a lot less and probably used it a lot more conservatively. But yeah, his stats were second in the league, I think, in efficiency, which is crazy. Steven says he thinks we'll win. St Kilda need make finals next year, or Brett Ratton won't keep his job. That's a fair call, Dale. That's a fair call. I'm probably going to wrap up the stream now, guys. It is midnight, and I do have work tomorrow. I only intended to do the first innings, so that is now finished. But I really appreciate everyone who's been in the chat tonight. It's been good fun. And let me know if you want me to do one like this in the future for a 10 p.m. game. It's not great for views, but it's good fun and keeps things ticking over. So I appreciate everyone who's been here. Thank you, Will. See you later. I'll wait another 30, 60 seconds in case anyone wants to say anything else, but probably call it there. And 4 new subscribers tonight, so thank you guys as well. Thank you, Damien John. Appreciate you as well being in here, amongst other people as well, as they interview Mitch Starc. I think they'll be fairly happy with that total. Actually, when you consider they were like 1 for 80, that's a really good total. See you, Hugh. Thanks, mate. Sorry, Cassida cruising. Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm a pussy and I don't make content after midnight. Yeah. I also have to sleep by 12 because I also have work tomorrow. Yeah, fair enough, Damien. Would you want Rowan Marshall in your team? Yeah, if we got him for free. Yeah, good player. He'd probably work well with Nick Nat, I think. It is a position of need for the Eagles at the moment. 25 likes, guys. Thank you as well. So if you could hit like before you go, that'd be much appreciated. Helps me for the algorithm. But yeah, probably going to wrap it up there, guys. So thank you again. I will see you soon. Going to have some more season previews out over the next few days. And yeah, and then some draft content will really ramp up. Casa says Aussie's winning. It's pretty line ball, but Stephen reckons we'll win. I'll back him in. So hopefully the spinners don't tear us a new one. That's our vulnerability. See you, Dale. See you guys. And yeah, see you soon. Just hit an end stream here. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, so this is awkward. It is still loading, so I'm still here. La la la. Popped up a new screen. Hit end. Still here. Subscribe to True Footy.